his courageous companions, and for all those who will continue to follow their footsteps till the day of accounting. Thereafter, I extend the best courtesy by saying, may Allah's peace and blessings abide with us. We thank Allah for bringing us together again tonight. We appreciate the gift of life, the gift of faith, security, peace of mind, good health, and happiness. All these combined to make our appointment tonight easy after making it possible. We ask Allah to accept our gratitude and increase His favors in these and other regards in our lives. We are still talking about growing together. We said there is no growth that does not take in another growth, but growth is terminal. When a human being grows up physically, he reaches a point where he does not grow up anymore. He has two options at this point. He either emaciates or grows bigger. That is decline or development. The point where you will grow and you will no longer grow. So you either develop or decline, emaciate, or become fatter, and so on. You know, say tonight, being the second of Zulhaj, 8 days to Arafah and 7 days to Arafah, 8 days to Eid. Let us look at the role of the family in the emergence, establishment, and the favor of Hajj and Eid. We may make it interactive. We want to remind ourselves of a familiar story and raise questions at the end of the story. The story is about Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. If Ibrahim hadn't got domestic problem, if Ibrahim hadn't managed domestic problem, polygamy, if Ibrahim had not been patient, if Ibrahim had taken his first wife for granted, we wouldn't have had everything that is connected with Hajj and everything that is connected with Eid. This is the story. He had one wife for a long time and they suffered infertility. There was no child. So it was said that the first wife without a child offered a maid to her husband, and the maid became second wife. The maid got pregnant. What the first wife could not achieve for several decades, the maid achieved in no time. Then jealousy started. Trouble started. She did very strange things that got interpreted very strangely. She drilled a hole. She pierced her ear and sent her to the market. When she got to the market, the women at the market felt that the mistress of Hajara was trying to beautify her. She was the first woman to wear earring. Women started wearing earring. She got frustrated. She twisted her hair plaited it, sent her to the market. When Hajara got to the market, the women in the market felt that she was being additionally beautified. So hair plaiting started. So women beautification was the product of extreme patience of a woman who was being profiled, who was being punished for an offense she did not commit. The final stroke, she requested that Ibrahim should take her away. And Ibrahim والسلام, took her to Makkah. When he got there, he made to leave, to go back to the first wife. And the second wife asked him whether he was going to leave them alone here, mother and child. And he didn't answer. Until the patient woman asked the husband, "Is he your Lord that asked you to do this?" And when he said yes, she said, "Our Lord will not leave us to suffer." That is faith emanating from patience. That is patience giving birth to faith. Then the water was exhausted, and she ran between Safa and Marwa. Allah produced Zamzam. Zamzam made the people ordinarily wish to stay with her. Mecca was established as a result of endurance, perseverance, and faith in Allah, who will not leave an oppressed and tyrannized person. Then the father came back and said he dreamt that he was slaughtering his son. The son said he should go ahead and do what he was commanded. Shaitan went after the father, after the mother, after the child, and each picked a pebble and threw at the devil. And then he made to sacrifice his son, and Allah replaced the son with a ram. Thus did Ibrahim establish the stoning of the Jamrat and the slaughtering of ram instead of a son at every Eid. He came back and said Allah showed him the site of the sacred house and ordered him to reconstruct it. Father and son reconstructed the Kaaba, and the Maqam of Ibrahim was established. Today, millions of people do tawaf at the Kaaba and have seen the Maqam of Ibrahim as one of the great signs of Allah. Today, we are waiting for Arafah so that the judge will answer the call of Ibrahim, which Allah made him to make for mankind. Today, we are waiting for Eid on the 10th of Zulhaj to slaughter our ram. Today, millions of people are doing sa'i between Safa and Marwa. They are drinking the wonderful water of Zamzam, and they are performing Umrah. Without the patience and prayer of Ibrahim, without the skillful management of polygamy and its crisis, there will have been no benefits that we are enjoying today. What are the lessons? Number one, There is no bad woman. I repeat, there is no bad woman. But there could be an unbelieving woman, like the wife of Noah and the wife of Lut. A woman is like water. It takes the shape of the container and it takes the color of whatever interacts with it. Water is colorless. You put ink, it takes the color of the ink. You put blood, it becomes bloody. Who handles water? Man. Your wife is as good as you want. She's as bad as you make him. Once a man understands a woman has not been reasonable, according to the Prophet ﷺ, the women are created from a rib, and the most crooked of the rib is the upper rib. If you leave her like that, she will remain crooked. If you try to straighten her, you may break her. Breaking her is divorcing her. If you like, you can enjoy your crooked bone like that, and you will find her quite satisfying, refreshing, astonishingly delicious. But if you must complain, you'll be the loser. But for every crisis that a man faces with a woman, there is a benefit. Look at the life of Ibrahim, alayhi salatu wasalam. Contrary to common sense, she did not fight the barren woman. She rather took the woman with a child away from his darling wife. The thinking probably was that you are a gift from her to me. Yes, you have a child. If she did not give you to me, you wouldn't have had that child. So I have a child through the gift from my wife. The thinking probably is that Allah will reward her for this gift. Allah understands why she was behaving the way she was. Contrary to common sense, she did not get the barren woman out. He did not wait and stay with the fertile woman. He rather went back to his darling wife. He was patient. The thing was probably that she's a woman. She's not bad. She's just been a woman. It also establishes the emotional intelligence management that a man needs to enjoy a woman. A man that expects a woman to be straight, to be reasonable, may be unreasonable himself. So our father gave the egg treatment to his old barren wife. There is no love like that of the first wife. But here we are, a man that wants to practice polygamy and does not want crisis is a comedian. He doesn't know what he wants. Women are not wired to tolerate each other. They are wired to tolerate their men and to hate them for making them share their love with another woman. They are perpetually angry at competition, especially the ones they consider unnecessary. Therefore, we learn from Ibrahim to be extremely patient. We learn from Ibrahim that when you manage your crisis, it becomes a source of benefit for others. If you're happy at your flat tire, you may get rewarded for the money you give to the vulcanizer. It may become a sadaqah, and you'll be rewarded for making his family happy. Instead of bordering and brooding over your health challenges, you thank Allah for making you a source of blessing for the pharmacist and the doctor. We can go on and on and on. Like I said, brothers and sisters, in the last day, I want to stop so that you can draw up more benefits from this domestic crisis. If it had not happened, if Ibrahim had not managed it, we wouldn't have been performing Hajj. We wouldn't have been happy on each day. And we wouldn't have been celebrating Ibrahim every day by facing the Kaaba to pray 5 times a day. And by doing the tashahud, asking Allah to bless him, to bless Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way he blessed our father Ibrahim. Without this crisis successfully and wisely managed, we wouldn't have been celebrating Ibrahim every year by performing Hajj and by doing it. How do you manage your problem? Who benefits from your problem? How does a problem become a source of knowledge and benefit for others? I stop here. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. I want to see our digitals to enrich this. Right? No hands up. Is it that we are not here? I didn't make myself clear. I was speaking to the winds. I confused you. You don't know where to start. I will be patient like Ibrahim alayhi salam. I'll wait for you until you finish booting. Isaac and Rukaya. I like that.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As usual, we cannot even thank you enough for your usual, thought-provoking presentations and content of things that really touches our individual lives. I say Jazakumullah khair once again. So when we look at this story, things that concern me particularly is this. Because in a situation where we have crisis in family and something similar to what the story of Prophet Ibrahim was, I think one of the major challenge we have is that when we look at the story of Prophet Ibrahim, I want to say, even though it is more than that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Supreme, was there for him as so to just to like deduce something that related to human being. Now, I want to say, when we are facing that kind of situation, we need someone to pat our back and say, okay, keep moving. Like someone we can look up to, like a mentor, someone we can look up to that can like giving us a courage to remain firm, that sooner or later you are going to break through. It can't last forever. So that people at the end can benefit as a whole. Something you suffer for, something you persevere for. So Prophet Ibrahim, I want to say, was looking up to Allah, and he relied on him, he trusts him whom he is serving. So, and ditto to his entire family, the wife and the children. So, but today, I think major problem we're having is that we don't have someone that we can look up to, so to say, in Ummah like us. And even fathers, most fathers are home now. The children cannot even trust them. Kind of the character that they exhibit. And even wives cannot trust his husband that, okay, you say this, I will rely on it, say Allah will be sufficient for us. So how many of these you've been given in promises that you failed and you want me to? So I think these are the things that been a major factor adding up to our problems that we find ourselves today. May Allah SWT ease all our fears and make our life more better than this. For this wonderful talk.
Yeah. Thank you very much. My dear brother, thank you very much. A mentor, a significant other is very important. However, when it is absent or problematic, who come to Allah? Who come to Allah? Allah, who was there for Ibrahim, is there for you. MashaAllah. The significance of prayer, alhamdulillah, cannot be quantified. Alhamdulillah. Excuse me. Alhamdulillah. So you cannot underestimate and overemphasize the importance of prayer. Let us always pray when we find that we may not be able to alone, solve the problem. Professor Nura Tolamide.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam to my prof.
Jazakallahu khairan.
Yeah.
May Allah strengthen you and improve your health.
Amen.
I want to look at it that the major thing that assisted Prophet Ibrahim was his faith. One, he believed Allah has actually strengthened him to the extent that he never doubted Allah. And most of his steps taken have been directed by Allah. And when this topic started, you told us that what we see in our family is a picture of how close we are to Allah. So it was easy for him to navigate through all this because, one, he had faith in Allah. Two, he's always been guided before he takes his steps. But our own situation now, one, we are not good. Let me use that good quote. We are not good as Prophet Ibrahim was. We were not as good as he was. And another thing is, we are not, because we are not prophet, you may not get that direction, go this way. Unless when Allah does want to have mercy on you. So we are left to, like, some of the time do trial and error, some of the time act on impulse. So I see that we will be able to get close to what we have in Prophet Ibrahim when we have brought up our faith a little bit to at least come to a level that we push everything to Allah, let Allah handle it. And then the emphasis on guidance at every step, we should also inculcate it. That's where I look at it.
Thank you very much. Jazakillahu khairan. Do you have any more comments? Any more comments tonight? Yeah, which our host? If there are no more comments, can we take
Global Mirror has resolved, sir.
okay. Okay, Grandma, Bismillah. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
So Mubarak in advance to everyone. We pray Almighty Allah. We share our life and make it peaceful, enjoyable, and one for everyone. We pray that our prayers need to be there for us the way it was there for our great father, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. My contribution is that we have a lot of lessons to learn from Prophet Ibrahim Alayhi Salam's life. Some of them you have enumerated are not overemphasized. In is increased and
It's cracking. I don't know. It's cracking.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello.
Very well now, very well now.
Okay. So I was saying that our great grandfather, Prophet Ibrahim Alayhi Salam, was guided by Allah. Allah granted him wisdom, and so it was easy for him to navigate and finish without posting rancor. So the next I want us to learn from this, especially our fathers, our men, who are the heads of the family and who Allah has given a edge ahead of me, is to learn from Prophet Ibrahim the wisdom and the patience through which to manage his family. A lot of problems we are having in our families today is because the head is not looking forth. You say the people with the proverbs, the popular proverb is that once the head is bad, the entire body is as much as our fathers, if they need to go through some courses to be able to know how to manage their homes in such a way that the home will still stand, whatever the challenges that are being faced. The wisdom Prophet Ibrahim Alayhi used in taking away the Nana Hajar and son away from the man is something that we should learn a lot from. You could have said that I am the head of this house and the two of you must exist together. There's nothing you can do about it. And that will not have augured well for him, because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọkùnrin tí wọ́n ń ṣe tán fẹ́ máa ṣe ọkọ ni mí àṣẹ mi gbọ́dọ̀ múlẹ̀. Majority of them don't have peace of mind. Some of them don't know that they're having psychological problems because ara òrokùn ara ọ̀rọ̀ adìyẹ ni Yorùbá sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ bá bà lókun. So why do you want to punish somebody to punish yourself? You feel okay, you want to get another wife, then you must deal with the opinion. In the process of dealing with the situation, you two will not be at peace because definitely because this woman is not happy, you will not be happy. But it's just like when you are fighting somebody, each time you see that person, you are not happy. If you have a grudge with somebody, each time you see that person, your mind is not settled. So please, let us by the good character and the wisdom of our prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. We pray Almighty Allah to continue to shower noble blessings on our noble prophet Muhammad, just like we pray to shower on our prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, their household, their family members, and all of us that follow them to the day of Qiyamah. Once again, we want to appreciate our professor. We pray Almighty Allah, we continue to strengthen you. We elongate your life and let it continue to be impactful to us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Grandma, we really appreciate this insight. May Allah give us all that it requires to be good heads, to be extremely patient, and to value each other. Ibrahim Adegule said, Prophet Ibrahim was able to do all because he had complete faith in Allah in every aspect of his life, because faith is the basis for every action and reaction to any situation. I agree with you. May Allah grant us the required faith to take the right action all the time. Barrister Fatah Bakr.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum salam.
We thank the Imam for the enlightenment this evening. May Allah continue to enrich you and keep you on the right path. My own understanding and the lessons I think we should all take away from this presentation is the fact that each time we decide to go polygamous, the first wife must always react, no matter the level of his knowledge or the Islamic level she has attained. If we bear that in mind at every point in time, then we will be able to show patience and understanding towards such woman. That is the case in the lesson of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Despite the fact that it was our mother that gave a maid out to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, she still reacted when she got pregnant. That is a lesson for us. And the lesson in it is that every woman will always react, even if she's the one that is encouraging you to go and take a second wife. Don't assume that because she had said it and you have eventually done it, she will not react. She would react. At that point, we need to show understanding and to show more patience. Now, again, is the fact that despite the reaction and the fact that Hajara had conceived, had a child, Prophet Ibrahim did not say, to hell with you, I don't have any need of you again, and break the relationship, put it asunder by divorcing her. She didn't do that. She still accepted her and related with her as the first wife. So we have instances where people are fixated on a male child. If you marry and it does happen, that doesn't mean you should abandon the woman who had conceived female child for you. So patience, understanding, and the fact that if you are married, once you are married, just take it. That is what Allah destined for you. Don't let us at every turn want to break our relationship by seeking for divorce. I think that is a lesson for us as well, because Prophet Ibrahim alayhi had opportunity and had good reasons to walk away from the relationship. But he never did at any point in time. So please, that patience, that understanding, we should always relate with our wife. Just as the Imam had reiterated again, there are a crooked rib, and if we seek to strengthen it by saying they must down to our tune, then we're seeking to break them, and in so doing, we will break the relationship. May Allah continue to ease our affairs for us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. They have signed off now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Yeah, thank you, sir. So, Sister Asa, no,
Alaikum salam. Ọkọ rẹ̀ ló kúkú ń jí fóònù ọmọ mi lò.
ìwé àrẹ má ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ àgbọ̀n náà. Nígbà tó bá
Assalamu
gbọ́
alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
ẹ parọ́ o.
ṣé mo wà àlékún
ọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀.
ọkọ rẹ̀ ló ní. Ó ṣe máa ń ṣe ń tí wọ́n ní.
Àjọ ń gbọ́ ni o, àjọ ń gbọ́ ni o.
Àjọ ń gbọ́ ni o. Salamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, sir.
Àlékún.
Now, Imam, somehow I just want us to grind something between faith and good behavior or good manner of the man. Let me give you this scenario. My maternal grandpa, he married about 8 wives. And what he does then was, once the first day of the new wife in the house, he would take the wife to a kind of shrine. He made a shrine inside this compound. Though Muslim home, he has a mosque, but he has a small shrine. Tamakpeni Orole. He will take the woman there and he will ask the woman to swear that this house she will not do any evil to anybody. The day she does it, whatever happens to her is her own gain, and they will force them to swear. So like this, he was able to create a kind of peace in the whole house, that to the extent that any children can sleep in any wife's house. He can eat from any wife's food. And during his own period, I'm talking about the 1930s, 1940s, he could send all of them to school, despite the fact that he's stagnant illiterate. Even you couldn't judge them. Whenever they brought in any results, you will ask somebody to interpret to him. But this way, he created a kind of peace in the house till all of them grew up. And he was the person that could see, being a literate, that he organized his family to the extent that they normally have family meeting during his lifetime till he died. Until now, after he has died over 20 years now. But till now, they are still having the meeting. He brought all the family members together. And the family is up to about 20-something, because most of them had many children. But because of that shrine, though we didn't know, all of us, the great-grandchildren, we didn't know, until when he was celebrating his around, I think, 80th birthday or something. That is when he now told us that that thing is just a taboo, that there is nothing there, that he only used it to create the peace he's enjoying now. Though he has been an upright man, how do we now juxtapose this vis-a-vis faith and good manner? Because from the story of Ibrahim, we really emphasize the issue of faith in Allah. But he created another faith in all the wives, that they should, a kind of fear in them. And he could use that to create a good home, which all of us are still enjoying till today. How do we explain between the good behavior and faith in order to create home? And you could see from the explanation of contributors tonight that even no matter how they profess the faith, I mean the wives, they will still react. How do we explain that? The native sense used by this grandpa. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, let's say, I think I've muted. What happened? Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Brother Abdullah Kim. There are 3 ways to react to your concern. Number 1 is, I was waiting for you to learn that there was no shrine. The man only used fear. And not only women, men too can be manipulated through fear. Most of the things they call taboo are nothing. They're not taboo, but fear is used to make people not to do things that will be costly. Like saying is a taboo to cut fingernail at night. It is wisdom so that you will not cut your finger. This is wisdom, native intelligence. Number two is that women will always not fight where there is wealth to enjoy. And not every polygamous setting that is peaceful should be trusted. Not every polygamous setting that is peaceful could be trusted. We have seen, as a life coach, we have seen very funny, very, very inexplicable situations, things that you will not want to even repeat, things that you're not proud to cite, as examples, because they are sometimes unbelievable. Where there is peace, absolute peace in polygamy, well, there are other things that happen. There are other things that happen that cannot be mentioned. What is natural is that if there is no fear and if there is no mischief, like the wisdom of the Nupes, when a Nupe man marries two wives or four, the children are swapped. So you will not take care of your own children. Your other wife will take care of your own children, and you will take care of their own children. Whatever you want them to do to your child, then you do to their child. So it's another wisdom. One will feel that this is culture, but it is wisdom. Everybody will say, if you marry a Nupe man, you will not have access to your child. And because of that, you want to raise objection to that kind of culture. You want to say, what kind of culture is that restricts you from having access to your own children just because you marry people from that culture? It is wisdom. And then without wisdom, they can achieve peace. So basically, anything that could enhance, cooperation among women, in my view, is welcome. However, if there is no mischief, there must be crisis. Those who use all sorts of methods to achieve artificial peace in their families, they're not better than Ibrahim. They're not better than Muhammad. So that shows that whatever they use to achieve the so-called peace is not natural. And two, the peace is also not natural. It is indeed an artificial peace. The next one is that what is quite clear, that is not debatable, is that your faith determines your action. Now let's go back to this narrative. It is the faith of these women that was manipulated by the husband. They believe in the fetish thing. They feared the shrine, the gods that would destroy them. So it is their faith that made them do whatever we want to call what they did. They cooperated. They were going to not give their husband headache, not because they are good, but because their faith suggests to them that if you don't want trouble, you either marry this man and keep your head down, or you misbehave and get into trouble. It is quite possible that some of them may even know that it's a fluke, and they deceive themselves. Everybody would deceive everybody in that. One of the things that we have met on the field is the fact that two wives became friends, and the husband decided to marry the third wife to break the friendship. To his amazement, they introduced the third wife into their cult. And it wasn't just really a cult, it was an adulterous cult. They each had boyfriends and they knew their boyfriends and they kept it as a pact, and then nobody was ready to expose anybody. So the husband felt that he was enjoying it until he offended one of them, and the three of them give him the beating of his life. He could not understand. It was at that point that an elderly man told him how foolish he was, banking on the peaceful atmosphere of his home, because his wives, who are supposed to be rivals, become friends. So the elderly man made him realize that it was a mistake to expect rivals to be friendly. So, sorry, these are the ways to look at it. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Yeah. Yeah, Aminat Titilayo says, let's go back to Aminat Titilayo. Aminat Titilayo says, actually, Prophet Ibrahim is a prophet of Allah, but despite that, we can still copy him or emulate him because he also looked for Allah and Allah stood by him. But nowadays, we are being distracted by worldly things like that make us not to stand by Allah. Let us remember that thank you very much, my dear sister. I agree with you. I agree with you. We should beat down a lot of distractions. It is wisdom which has really worked out, but looking at it from another angle, it shows they fear the inanimate object other than Allah, which unfortunately shouldn't be. Yeah, thank you very much. I agree, Sister Mariam. I agree. So, can we now hand over to the national coordinator? National coordinator, please.
Okay, thank you very much. We give thanks to Almighty Allah again for the opportunity to be alive. More importantly, using our time this platform. Being able to come on this platform every week is the favor of Allah, which I pray Allah not to let us lose it in any way. And I pray for Allah to make sure that whatever we've listened to, whatever we learn here, may Allah make it to be useful for us. Today's session, based on my own take home, is basically for we men. That we need to learn how to manage ourselves, how to manage our home. Like Imam has always said, okay, that you want to marry more than one wife, shouldn't be something that should break your life. It should be something that you should work together, live in the agenda of this world, and still hopeful that with Nila, we are going to enter a agenda of the hereafter. So I thank everybody for all the resources you are spending to attend this session. I pray Almighty Allah to accept this as act of ibadah. May He make us to benefit therein. May He make it easy for us to spread the knowledge we are acquiring here to other people, our household, our friends, all the people in our circle of influence, so that this world will be more easier for all of us to stay. I pray Almighty Allah to continue to strengthen our Imam and all our coordinator, increase our risk, bless us in this world as well after. Jazakumullah khairan. Till next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Jazakallah khair, sir. We thank everybody. We meet again next, inshallah.